Hello everyone, welcome to Laravel. My name is William. In this video, I would like us to talk about Laravel relationships. The first relationship that I would like us to talk about is has one relationship, and I've been able to create a user and a phone model. So in this case, a user has one phone number. So in this case, that kind of a relationship will be has one relation. And I also have a phone factory where we are generating a fake phone number, and we also have a user factory which comes by default in a new Laravel application. On top of that, we have the users table which is default, and we also have the phone table. In this case, you have the phone number and the user ID to whom that phone number belongs to. And then after that, inside our database seeder, we have a script that is able to create for us 10 users, and then for each user we are creating a phone number and we are passing in the ID of the user. So basically this is what we have. So I would like us to go ahead and see how we are going to set such a kind of a relationship. And as we have said, it is a one-to-one relationship. So for a user, we'll have one phone number. So in this case, we can have inside the user model, we can have public function phone, and we can be able to pass in the types. So in this case, the type that you're passing in is has one, like that. And then after that, we can say return this has one phone class. That, then of course it is important for us to ensure that we have imported has one. So here we will close the semicolon. I do not know what the issue is with the selection here. That is what we have, and we have to import the has one class above, and what I will do is just import it. And so above here, as you can see, we have use Illuminate database Eloquent factories. Use Illuminate database Eloquent relations has one relation. So basically that is what you have. And that is the relationship that you have on the user model. And then on our phone model, we can go ahead and say the reverse of this relationship. And you can say public function user. And again, the type here is we will say belongs to. So in this case, the phone will belong to a specific user. And here we can have return. This belongs to user class. And then ensure that we import the Illuminate database Eloquent relations belong to above here. So basically, that is how we can be able to fashion up our has one relationship. And as you can be able to see, it is sort of like the simplest kind of relationship that you can be able to have. So if we are to access maybe a user, we can say user, maybe phone, maybe user, and we say the user model, find maybe a user with an ID of one. I've already run the migrations. And of course, we will be able to check and import the user model here. So we will pass in the app models user above here. And so we are finding a user with an ID of one. If you want to check the phone, we can maybe say dd user phone. And by doing that, we can be able to go ahead and get the relationship. So I would like us to, because the application is running, we can be able to just go ahead and check, and you can see there's something that we are passing in here, and you can be able to get the instance of the phone connection, the details of the phone number for the user whose ID is 1. You can be able to have the phone like that. So still it is possible, if we have a phone, we can be able to get a user to whom that phone belongs. So in this case, we can also be able to check the reverse and we say phone will be given by maybe phone where the ID, so find 1, so it will pick a phone number whose ID is 1, and then we can get the user of that phone like that. And then of course we need to import the phone model above here. So once we do that, then we can be able to again refresh. Now you can see we are having another array. Now in this case we are getting the ID of the user whose phone is a phone of an ID of 1. So basically that is how you can be able to work through the both ends of this one-to-one relationship. Thank you very much. Let us talk about one-to-many relationship, shall we? We are going to create a posts model. So PHP, that is an make model. We will attach migrations to create a post and migrations. I also would like us to go ahead and create a post factory. So PHP, that is an make factory, post factory. Inside our post factory, we are going to have to return two values. You return title of the post, so you have as fake sentence, and you return the body, which will be fake paragraph, and maybe we can pass in a little bit more paragraphs, and that will be able to create for us a post. And so after that, we need to go to our post migration. We will need the user ID, so we can say foreign ID, and we will have the user underscore ID. Maybe we can say constraint, maybe on update, cascade, the same thing on delete, table foreign ID. After that, we can also have the title and the body. Like that. So the body as text and the title as a string. So after that, I would like us to go ahead and on top of creating a user, we also create several posts. So here in our previous video, we did create a user and a phone. So inside this function is where maybe I can also be able to just create the posts. So we can say posts factory, and we can pass in like 5 posts for each user. Then we can pass in the user ID to the post. So also remember to import the post model and see if we can be able to do that. So I would like to run migrations, and we can run PHP artisan migrate fresh hyphen seed, and you've been able to migrate the posts and the users and also the phones. But in this case, we are only interested in the relationship between the users and the posts. So inside our user model, and in this case, the one-to-many relationship means that one user will have many posts, and then these posts can belong to a user. So basically something of that sort. So in our user model, we have public function and then posts, because there are many. Then here the return type, we have has many. And after that, inside here, we can say return this has many post class. Then just ensure that we have imported above here, eliminate database eloquent relations has many. So once we do that, we are set on the user side, and we can be able to go ahead and check the posts that belong to a user. So I would like us to go to our resources, views, welcome.blade. Maybe we can go to the routing folder, and inside here we can comment out every other thing that we have here. And what I want us to do is to get the user post. So in this case, we can say posts. Maybe we can find the user first by saying user find user with an ID of 1, and then we can say user posts like that, and probably we can be able to dd those values. So dd user posts like that. I would like us to see what is going to happen if we can be able to return the posts that belong to a user. And now, as you can see, we have 5 of them, beginning with a key of 0 and then up to 4. So those ones are 5 values of posts, and we can be able to just click on one and check. We are having the attributes, and we are having this as the body of our post. Basically, that is that. So that is how you can be able to have the one-to-many relationship. And then we can do the inverse of these relations, and we are going to do that inside the post model. And so inside here, what we are going to do, we will say that these posts belong to a user. So we can say public function user. And here we can be able to pass in the return type of belongs to. And then here we can say return this belongs to user class. And then remember also to import that class above. So basically, that is how to define a one-to-many relationship, both from the direct way to the way that is inverse of that relationship. Thank you very much. In this video, I would like us to talk about many-to-many relationships. Let us go ahead and see what it is that we are going to work on as we sort of investigate and see how we can be able to set up many-to-many relationships in our Laravel application. Consider an example where you have a student model and you also have the course model. And a student can belong to many courses. And each course also has many students. So in this case, when you look at it, that kind of a relationship is a many-to-many relationship. And so I have created the course model, the student model, and I've also created the migration. So let me just show you what I have in the migration. So we have first of all, the course factory. So course factory, I'm only generating the name. Of course, you will find that if you have the course table, you will require maybe a little bit more than what I'm having here. But just for the sake of making things simplified, that's the reason why we are having it like that. Then the student factory, I'm just having a name and email. And then after that, we can be able to look at the migrations. We have the student migration. I'm also just having name and email. And then for the courses, we are just having name. So that is the only thing that we are having there. So let us go ahead and write the relationship. So I will go to the course model, and here I'm going to have public function students. And then here we will have the return type of belongs to many, like that. Then we will write return this belongs to many student class. The same thing I want us to have, and it's okay for us to ensure that we have also imported the belongs to many relations above here. And inside the student model, I would like to just copy what we have here. So I'll just copy and paste, and this one now I will change to courses like that. And this one we will import the belongs to many relations above here, and then this will be belongs to many course, not student, so course class. So on our relationships, we are set. So I want us to go ahead and maybe run the DB seeder, but inside here, I've not been able to create the students and the courses. So in this case, what I'm going to have here is a course, and then we are going to have course factory. Maybe we can say we want 20 courses. Create. I would just like to copy this one more time and have student like that. And then we can be able to import course, and we can also be able to import the student model above here. So we have the student model and we have the course model imported above here. So basically I can go ahead and run migrations in seed. So I will run PHP artisan migrate fresh, and then I will also run the seeder, and everything runs fine. But we will still need to do a modification, because whenever you're working with many-to-many relationships, you must have a pivot table that you'll be able to relate the two relations in this case. So I would like us to do an addition on top of the the courses table and the students table. I would like us to add one more table, and where I want to add it, we can add it as a separate migration, which is okay, but I can also just copy whatever it is that we have here, and then have another schema below here. So we just maybe copy, and below here maybe I can have another table here, which now will be our pivot table, and I'm going to call it course underscore student. And if you look at it clearly, we have the courses table, so course, and then we also have the in this case the students table, so course student, and basically you can write it beginning with sort of like with an alphabetical sort of order like that, and then here you will have the ID of the table, and then here the next thing you will have is the foreign ID for the foreign ID for students. So we can begin with course ID, and then we can go ahead and have foreign ID student ID underscore ID. Obviously you can have more fields if it is very necessary, but under the circumstances, this is good enough, whatever it is that you need to do. I have seen that we have issues with our migrations. Not everything has run in accordance to how we wanted it to be. And we have, in a student factory, we are having an error there. So let me just go back and see what problem we have. So I will open the student factory, and this fake. We are not even supposed to begin with that. I think we just do fake name and fake email. I believe so. I think that is what we did for all the others. Yes. So the student factory, I will use safe, and then I also need to check the course factory, because those ones, the course factory is also okay. So I am going to also run the migrations afresh, but let me go back to our course migration, because we were doing something there. On the app schema, we have the courses and we have course student. Then on the one for dropping, I think we will still just copy this and paste it below here, and say now we can use this to drop course underscore student like that. So basically that will be able to handle the two scenarios. So what I'm going to do is to run the migration again. Now the migrations have been run, so we are just doing the seeding. And I believe everything will be fine as it finishes doing what it is that is happening here. So I'll give it some minute for it to finish seeding, such that once we begin working on it, you'll be sure to have everything working perfectly. Our migrations have run successfully, but remember, we just created the students and we created the courses. There is no student who has any course, and there is no course that maybe has students. So basically, we can go ahead and see how we can be able to do the attaching of that. So I will open our web.php because that is where we have been using to do our thing. So the first thing that I would like us to do is to get a student, then see if we can be able to attach a course to this student. So I'm going to have student will be the student model. Find, we can just find the student with an ID of 1. Then ensure that we have imported the student model above. No. Student model. Yes, it is imported. Then after that, if we want to create now to attach, or in other words, to add a course to a student, or in other words, to create some data inside our pivot table to relate and add a student to a course, we can be able to just say student and then courses, the way we have stated it in our relationship, and then we can say attach. Then after doing that, we can pass in our course ID. So in this case, I'll just pass in an ID because I know we have several courses beginning with an ID of 1, and we created, I think, 20 courses and 20 students, so something of that sort. Then once we are there, this will be able to attach a course to this specific student. So let me just refresh and see what happens. And we are returning the view because I am not maybe dumping. But I want us to check and see if we can be able to have the courses for this specific student. So let me just do dd and say student courses, like that, and see if we are going to have one course, in this case a course with an ID of 1 attached to this specific student. So if I'm to refresh, now you can see we have an array, and if we open it, now we can find that we have attributes, and you can see we have a name of a course that has been added for this specific student that we have. Because in our student model, we were having only 2 columns. So in this case, name and email, but this one is only name, so it means it's actually coming from the other relationship that we are having. I want us to check for a student whose ID is 2. For a student whose ID is 2, obviously this student does not have a course. So I want us to refresh and see, because you can see it is giving us an empty array. So meaning this student does not have any course attached to them. So basically that is how you can check. Now, if we want to attach more than one course, we can be able to pass in the IDs as an array. So for example, for student number 2, I want us to attach 5 courses. So what I'm going to do, I will just put the square brackets and have 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and maybe even 5. And then I want us to attach these courses to the student and check how many courses this student has. So what I'm going to do to effect that is just to refresh here. And now you can see we are having 5 of them. And so we have the first course that is attached to this student is that. And the second course, again, is this one with a different name. And then the third course is also attached, and so on and so forth. So basically, that is how we can be able to attach the courses in mass. And we can also go ahead and maybe detach. So in this case, if we want, for these users, for this specific student, we're having 5 courses. And maybe if we want to remove some of the courses, we can be able to use the detach method. So let me just type it in here, and we say student, because already this student has all those courses. And I want us to detach course number 5. So student, we can say is equals to student, not the model, student courses. So student, maybe we can just pick it directly, student courses, and then instead now of attach, we can say detach, and then we pass in the ID of the course we want to detach. So in this case, I want us to detach course number 5. Already currently we saw that this student was having 5 courses, so the number must reduce now to 4 in accordance to what we are having. So if I am to refresh to effect the changes, now you can see we are having an array of 4 values. So basically that is what you can do, and you can also pass these values that you want to detach as an array. So several courses you can be able to detach from this specific student, and by doing so you will have removed those courses from that specific student, and you will not be associated in that relationship anymore. Sometimes you may want to detach all existing courses and attach new ones. So in this case, you can be able to use sync. So let me just type it in and show you what we can do when we want to do that. So we can say student model, and then we can maybe say courses that, and then we can say sync. When we sync, we can be able to pass in an array of values. So in this case, we can say course number 7, number 8, number 9, like that. And so what this would do is that it will remove the existing courses, which is 1 up to 4, and it will include new courses, which will be 7 up to 9, the IDs of those courses, basically. So I want us to refresh and see what happens. So we will refresh. Now you can see we are having only 3 courses. And if you check keenly, the ID of these courses has changed. This one is ID number 7. If you check the others, it will be 8, 9, and 10, like that. So that is that. Sometimes you may want to include an additional column, and this one probably we can maybe we can be able to try it out and see. So for example, if you go to your pivot and you attach maybe the date of enrollment or something of that sort. For example, if we go to our model and we go to the course model, and then after passing in, maybe we can do it in the student class. After passing in our courses, we can be able to add some additional values. So for example, the timestamps, or we can be able to just add with pivot, and add something here. So for example, we can add something like grade or something of that sort, or maybe minimum grade or something, whatever it is that you want. And maybe we can just have enrolled underscore at, like that. So this will be a date effectively. And after doing that, we can be able to go ahead and see how to effect this. So we will go back to our model, our migration. So the database migrations and go to our pivot. So our pivot is actually in courses table. And inside here, apart from having the two foreign IDs, we can be able also to have another column that we call enrolled at. So table, this will be a date, maybe date time, and the name is enrolled at underscore at, like that. And so because we have already set it in our students table in the model relationship, we can be able to have it like that. So what I want us to do is to refresh our database and see it again, such that those changes will be captured in our tables. After that, now if we go back to our web.php where we were setting the values, now we need to ensure that anytime we are saving or we are doing something, we are also passing in another value. So if we want to create a course for student number 2, because now every other thing has been removed. For example, if we want to create and pass in an ID of course number 1, then what we are going to do is also ensure that we also, together with that, we pass in an array of the key enrolled at, and then we can be able to pass now, and that we'll be able to pass in the current date. So in this case, the date at which we are adding this student number 2 to the database. Maybe I can change to student number 5 just to have some clarity on what I'm talking about. So again, now if we go and attempt and refresh, and we are having an issue, so course student, we are passing it in here. It seems as if I'm using the wrong thing. It should be attached. Let me check and see. And now you can see that that course has been attached to the specific student in this case. So basically that is how you can be able to conduct and work with a many-to-many relationship in Laravel. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, consider giving a subscription. And if you have a comment, you can be able to shoot in the comment section below. Thank you very much. The next type of relationship that we have in Laravel has one of many relationship. And for this relationship, it is a relationship whereby somehow similar to one-to-many relationship, but in this case, we are just picking a subset of user relation in sort of like a one-to-many relation. So picture a scenario whereby you have a user who has very many posts, and in this case, we are intended to get only the latest post, or maybe the oldest post, or even more interestingly, we want to get the post that has many views. In this case, if in our post model, we are having a field whereby we are having the view count. So basically, you can be able to achieve that using has one of many relationship. And I would like to exit the post model and go to the user model. That is the only place where I'm going to do the changes for this specific relationship. On the reverse, it will be just similar. When you go to the post model, it will still belongs to user. So that is okay. So this other side, what I want us to do is to, first of all, comment out the has many relations that we have created here. Then I want us now to create a relationship that we are calling one of many, as one of many. So we are going to have public function, latest post, something of that sort. And here the return type is going to be has one, like that, and then inside here, then we are going to return this has one, And inside here, we can pass in the post class. But since the relationship is not just has one relationship, we will also type in latest of many. So basically, it will pick for us the latest post. And I would like us to go to our web.php file. So inside routes folder, and here instead of returning user post, I can return latest, because even the user posts now is no longer there, that relation. And here we are going to return latest post. I believe that is how I have labeled it on the other side. So I would like us to refresh and see what is going to happen. And now you can see we are fetching only one record, which in this case is the latest post. Even though, of course, when you are creating using the factories, the difference between the post is not that noticeable, but it will go into the seconds and try to check which one was created latest. And of course, you can be able to check the maybe the oldest, so I can copy this and paste it down here, and we can say oldest post, something of that sort. And in this case, what we will have is oldest of many, now not latest of many here. So oldest of many. So basically that is how it will look like. I have a repetition, so we can remove it like that. So I can also go and check in our routing file if we can be able to return the oldest post belonging to a user ID whose ID is 1. So in this case here, I can be able to pass in oldest post, maybe to delete that. So something of that sort. And I would like to try and see if it will capture for us a post. Now you can see we still also have a different post. So basically that is how you can be able to fetch that. And sometimes you may also desire to also maybe perform a query. So if we intend to perform a query and we want to get maybe a post with many views, in this case, this one I'm not going to try it, but I'm going to just show how you can be able to do it, because we do not have any column that shows maybe the number of views or something of that sort. So we can have maybe another one of many. So we can say public function maybe the most viewed. In this case, if in our table we have a column which we have the most viewed, so we can say has 1 again. Then what it is that we are going to pass in here, we will say return this, and then we can say has 1 in a similar fashion as 1. In this case, I'm typing in a typo, has 1 post class. And then after that, we can say of many, that. Then inside here, we can pass a query. So in this case, we can say views. So if we have a view count, views, and we can pass in maybe that we want the maximum value, something of that sort, and that will fetch us the most viewed post. If now our column has a provision whereby we have a column called views, and we have the views having some values in there. So basically that is what you can be able to have as a has-to-one relationship. And sometimes you may not have to remove the many-to-many relationship. For example, whatever it is that you're having here, if you have defined the many-to-many relationship already, you can be able to proceed and just use whatever it is that you have in this many-to-many relationship to get the single relationship. So in this case, we can say, if we want probably to get the most viewed, we can say public function, maybe most, maybe highest view. Let me use a different thing such that doesn't give us some error. So highest viewed in a similar way, and we can also have it having the has one relation. And inside here we can say return this, and then now we can make reference to posts. So in this case we can say posts like that. Then so we are using the has many relationship that is there, and then we can pass in one like that, and then we can say many like that, and then we can have views maximum, something of that sort. So when you look at this one is having an assistance of the posts model, and then the posts relationship. And then once you are using it, then we can be able to go and check. And you can be able to do that one also if you want to get latest of many. So you can pass in latest of many in front here, and then it will fetch for you the single value, and in this case the single post which is among the many posts that exists. And then you can be able to access them in the views in a similar fashion in which we have been able to have here. So maybe you can just type in, even though this one will not throw in an error because there's no view count in our tables. So here you can be able to say maybe view count, I believe I have, or maybe highest viewed or something of that sort. And then if you are to check, you can be able to have it. But that has to work if you have a column that is called views, that maybe you are inputting the number of views as the posts are being viewed in that fashion. Thank you very much. In this video, I would like us to talk about has many through relationship. I have a client model which will have clients, and then we also have a shop model. So a client will have many shops, and then inside each shop we will have transactions. So each shop will have many transactions. There are other relationships that we can be able to write regarding this thing that we have here. So for example, here we can write the other relationships that are supposed to be there. We can have public function, maybe shops. So in this case, as I have said, each user will have many shops. So the return type will be has many. And inside here, we are going to return this has many. And then in this case, we will have the shop class. So this is just the normal has many relationship, and we have talked about it in some previous video. Then also we will have the same inside our shop model. So inside the shop model, each shop will have many transactions. So I will just copy that and inside here put transactions like that. And we will say has many, we import that class above here. And then after that, we will pass in here the transaction class. And then also here, we can also mention that the shop will belong to a client. So public function client. And here the return type is belongs to. And we will have this belongs to the client class. And then we will be sure to ensure that we return that. Now that everything here is okay. And what I would like to copy is this one here. And just paste it inside the transaction class, because a transaction will belong to a shop. So here I can change this to shop. So a transaction will belong to a shop class, basically like that. But all these relationships that I have put are the other relationships that we have in existence. We will be sure to import the belongs to relations. And now other relations in these models of ours are set up. And these ones are not the has many relationships. These ones are just the belongs to and the has many. But the has many through is now when we want to check. So if we have a client and this client has many shops and these shops have many transactions, what if we want to get all the client transactions? So that is where the has many through relation comes through. So we are going to set it here. And what I'm going to have is a public function. Maybe we can call it a name. Maybe we can say shop transactions or client transactions. Maybe that is a better term. Client transactions, like that. And then the return type is has many through, that one. After that, inside here, we will have return. This has many through. And in this case, we are going to pass the two classes. So the first class that we are mentioning is the class that we are checking. So in this case, we want the transaction. So that is what I'm going to have here. Transaction class. And then after that, then we can have the intermediary, which is the shop class. And just by doing that, we can be able to access all transactions that belong to a user, regardless of how many shops they have. So it will pick all of them. And just to show you something, I have the client factory. So in our client factory, we're only having in our factories, we are having the name only that we are creating. And then we have the shop factory where again, we are just doing the name. Of course, if you are working in a real scenario, you will have more than those columns. And then lastly, even for the transaction factory, I'm just passing in a sentence. And then in our database seeder, this is what I'm doing to generate my factories for whatever it is that I'm working on. So I'm getting the client. I'm creating 20 clients using the client factory. But then I'm having a function and I'm passing in the client. And then I'm creating a shop factory and then creating 20, in this case, records of a shops. And then passing in the client ID. And then again, we will still have another loop whereby now inside each shop, we are having the transaction factory creating 20 entries for each shop. So basically, that is whatever it is that we have. So if we run migration and seed, we will be able to create all these records that we have. So I would like us to go ahead and see how we can be able to access them. And so what I've been doing, we have just been going to the web.php file and then we have been listing those values here. So let me comment out what it is that we have here. And then so what I want to do is just fetch a client. And since we have 20 clients, we can fetch any number. So client can find any number between 1 and 20. Then, of course, we can import the client model above here. So app models client above here, such that we can be able to go ahead and use it. And then after that, now we can go ahead and just fetch the transaction. So what I want to do is to dump the transactions. So we are going to say client So we are using the client to fetch all the transactions, and then we are going to now pass in client transactions like that. And I believe that is what I have been able to set inside our client model. So let me just check if it is client transactions. That is the name that we have called it here. As you can see here, we are capitalizing the T, but now when you are referring to it, you can be able to just reference it the way we have it here. And so after that, I would like us to try and check and see if we can be able to access that. So I am running my application on localhost 8000, and I would just like to refresh. We are getting null, so meaning we are having an issue. So first of all, maybe we can dd client first. Client, like that. Let's refresh and see. And we are getting that, so that is okay. So probably, maybe we are supposed to just use it the way we had stated it. So let me just have the same way I called it. So client, it was not sure. So let us try like that and see. And I want us to refresh. And now you can see we are fetching 400 records. All these records are the ones that belong to the specific client that we have. So all the 400 records are the transactions for just that one client. So sometimes you may have a situation where you want to skip the intermediary and fetch everything after the intermediary. And in this case, our intermediary was the shop, and we are fetching all the transactions regardless of which shop these transactions belong to. And that is what the has many through relationship has been able to assist us to do. So that is all I wanted to share in this video. If you like the video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, please consider giving a subscription. And if you have a comment, you can shoot in the comment section below. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, welcome to Laravel. My name is William. In this video, I would like us to talk about one-to-one polymorphic relationship. A one-to-one polymorphic relationship is where a child model belongs to more than one parent model. So take a scenario where we have videos and posts, and the video has a thumbnail. Also, a post has a thumbnail. It is possible for us to have two models whereby we can be able to have thumbnails for the video, so maybe video thumbnail, or we can also have the post thumbnail. So the two models, we will handle the post thumbnail and the video thumbnail separately. But that is not the best effective way in which you can be able to do this. We can actually have one model that we call thumbnail, and then be able to have it as a one-to-many polymorphic relationship, such that each of the different models that acquire a thumbnail from this thumbnail model will be able to do that. So let us go ahead and see how we can be able to do that. I want us to create three models. So we are going to have PHP, it is make model video, and I want it to have migration and factory. I will also create another model which we are going to call post model with migration and factory. And lastly, we will create the thumbnail with migration and factory also. So basically that is what we have. We have the three models. And what I want us to do is we will go to our app models and then thumbnail.php, and inside here I want us to have a public function thumbnailable, because we will just add able in front of thumbnail, and then the return type will be morph to, like that, and then after that we can return morph to, like that. So this is the model, in this case, that shares, or in other words, that is a child model to more than one other models. And we also have to ensure that we have imported the move2 relations above here, such that we can be able to use it like this. So after that, then we can go to our post model. And inside here, we are going to have public, and we are going to call it thumbnail, like that. And here we will have morph1, because in this case, we are having a one-to-one sort of like relationship. And so we will return this morph1, like that. And then we are going to pass in the thumbnail class. So thumbnail class. And then of course we will have thumbnailable, which we have it like that. So this is what we are going to have in our post factory. And the same thing is what I'm going to set in the other factory, which is the video factory. So it's just the same thing like that. So I will place it here, and also ensure that I've imported the move2 class, such as we are able to, the morph1 class, such that we are able to clear the error that we have. After that, I would like us to go systematically and go to the place where we have our database, and then configure the factories to our liking. So we go to database, factories, and then I will go to post factory. And for a post, we usually need maybe the title of a post, and we can have it as a fake sentence, and then we can have the body, which we can take as fake paragraph. And that would be our factory, like that. And then a thumbnail, in this case for the two, I think the most important thing for a thumbnail is the URL, and we can have as a fake URL. After that, we have the video factory, and for the video, we can have the title of the video, and this one will be fake title, maybe fake sentence, similarly. And also for a video, we might require the URL of the video, and here we will have fake URL that way. After that, now we need to go to our migrations and be able to do something inside those tables. So the first migration that I'm going to look at is the videos migration. And here we are going to have two things, that is the title. So table string, and we will have the title. And then after that, we can have table string. We can just have URL. I think that is how we have called it in our factory. And then I want us to go to the next, which is the posts migration. And here we need two things. We need the title, and I believe we need the body, if I'm not wrong. Is that what I have there? So maybe let me go back to our factory, post factory, and check. Yes, we have title and body, so that one is okay. And after that, we go now to the last thing, which is the thumbnail table. And this one, we are going to have it a little bit differently. So what we are going to do is a thumbnail, we will have a URL. So in this case, we have string URL. Then after that, there are several other things that we are going to add. So we're going to have table integer, and then thumbnail ID underscore ID, like that, thumbnail, that way. And then the other thing we're going to have is the type. So table string, then we can have the thumbnail type, like that. So basically that is what it is that we are going to have inside that migration. And it is not thumbnail ID, it is thumbnailable. So you add able, thumbnailable, and this one also able, like that. Similarly to whatever it is that we have done in the model. So thumbnailable ID and thumbnailable type. So once we have it like this, then I want us to go to the seeders and be able to create a seeder that will be able to run this factory. So I will maybe clear this one out and begin with the first one, which is we can begin with video. So video, you call in the video model and then factory. We can create several videos. So for example, 10 videos, create. And then for each of the video, we want to ensure that we have a thumbnail for them. So there will be no video that will not be having a thumbnail. So each, and inside here we can have a function and pass in the video instance of the specific video we are talking about. And then after that, we can go ahead and now create the thumbnail for the specific video. So then I'm going to call the thumbnail class. The thumbnail class, in this case, we can factory create thumbnail factory create, and inside our thumbnail sort of like factory, we have only created the URL and nothing else. So the video, the video ID, we will set it here, and also the commentable type. So in this case, the value of the commentable ID, which will be the video ID, and then the commentable type, which will be the app models user. So this one, we will have it as as thumbnailable ID, which will be given by the video ID, and then the thumbnailable type underscore type, which will be given by so in this case we can be able to just pass in a class. So I can just pass in app models video like that. So that will be okay like that. So we will close that and close that here also, and then also ensure that we have been able to import the video model above here, models video. And I would like to do the same for the post. So let me go ahead and copy whatever it is that we have there, and just move one step down. And now we want to create for the post. And here now the thumbnailable value will now be a post, whatever it is that we pass here, and then this will be post ID. So in doing so, we have been able to set up the whole sort of relationship, and we can be able to create fake users. But for this post factory, we should change this to app models post. So after that, I need to run migration in seed. So we can run PHP artisan migrate -seed, and the values have been seeded in our database. And so I want us to see how we can be able to access these values. So let us go ahead to our routes web.php and see how it is possible for us to access. So if we find a video, we can be able to get a video by saying video will be given by video find. So a video with an ID of 1, and I believe it exists. And then after that, then we can be able to check for the video thumbnail. So I'm going to just do dd and see if we can be able to access something like video thumbnail like that. So let me just correct here, then close it, and we will ensure that our application is running. So I'm going to run php artisan serve. If we visit on our localhost 8000, because that is the place where I'm putting it, As you can see, we are fetching a thumbnail. So in this case, we have the ID of the thumbnail and all those other things. And so we can be able to get access to the URL of the thumbnail that belongs or that is related to that video. So even if I'm to change this to a post and import post, and maybe just for optics, change this to post, and also this one to post. So we also check if we can be able to access a thumbnail with an ID of 1. A post with an ID of 1, its thumbnail. So again, if I refresh, still you can see we are able to get the thumbnail and the URL consequently if we are to access it a little bit more. I would like us to attempt and see if we can also be in a position to save a new resource. So I will be using the post model. So we will create a post and then associate it with that thumbnail. And that can be done similarly with a video. So let us go ahead and see how we can be able to do that. What it is that I'm going to have is to create a post. So you have posts will be given by post create, like that. Inside here we can be able to pass in the title, which will be maybe test, and the body, which will be some string, maybe my title, like that. So after creating a post, so we can have my title is test. After creating a post, then I would like us to also associate it with an image, maybe that it has been uploaded sometime. So what it is that we are going to do, we are going to have a thumbnail. So you have thumbnail, and we are going to say this will be given by new thumbnail, and ensure that we have imported the thumbnail, app models thumbnail above. Then after that, we can be able to pass in here the URL, because that is what we have in our thumbnail. We have a value called URL, so that is what we'll be filling in. And then after creating the URL, then we can go ahead and associate this thumbnail that we have created with a post. So we can be able to just say post thumbnail save, and then pass in our thumbnail. And then after that, eventually I would like us to try and do the post thumbnail and see what exactly happens if we are able to save a post, save a thumbnail, and associate the post with its thumbnail. So let us go ahead and refresh and see. And now, as you can see, what is happening is that we are getting a thumbnail, and you can see that it is called www.google.com. And so basically we are able to both create, and we are also able to fetch the thumbnail. So that is it for this tutorial video. If you like the video, you can give us a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel, you can give us a subscription. And if you have a comment, you can comment in the comment section below. Thank you very much. Hello everyone, welcome to Laravel. My name is William Juma. In this video, I would like us to talk about one-to-many polymorphic relationship. This kind of relationship is similar to one-to-many relationship, only that the difference is we have a child model that belongs to more than one model. So basically, that is what we will be looking at. In our previous video, we actually talked about one-to-one polymorphic relationship, and this will actually be very similar. I would want us to create 3 models. So we are going to create the video model, the post model, and the comments model. So in this case, a video can have comments, and a post can also have comments. But then we want these comments to be in this kind of a relationship that we call one-to-many polymorphic relationship. So in this case, a video can have many comments, and a post can also have many comments. Basically, something of that sort. So let us go ahead and create the first model. PHP artisan make model. video and we are running migration in factory, we are also creating the post model, again running migration in factory. And lastly, we are creating the comment model, again running migration in factory. So once we have that, then we can go to our models and do some setup there. So in our comment model, we can right here have public function commentable, and then the return type is going to be morph2. Then we will have return. Let me just move this such that it can be visible. Return this morph2, like that. So once we have it that way, we can also go ahead and import the morph2 class, and then the setup that we're supposed to do inside our comment model is complete. I would like us to go to the post model, and here, because the relationship is one-to-many, we are going to have public function comments and then morph many, like that. And then we will return this morph many. Then inside here we can be able to pass in the comment class. In this case, that means the comment class is our child model that is used in this kind of a relationship. And then we will have commentable, like that. And I believe everything is okay. So also the same for the video model, we are going to do something very similar. So you got the video model and we are going to just paste that. Then of course remember to import the morph many relation above here, or the return type. After that, I would like us to go to the factories and generate some fake data. I'm not going to do so much here. So for the comment factory, we are going to have a comment body. In this case, I'm going to just have a body, and we are going to have it as fake sentence, like that. And then for the post factory, we need the title. This one will be given by fake title, like that. And then we will have the body, which in this case will be given by fake body. After that, we are going to go to the video class, whereby the video factory, where we are going to have the title of the video, which will be given by fake sentence, like that. And then probably a video will have a URL, and then we can have it as fake URL. So then we have our factories set up. I need to go and do something on the migrations. So again, we have the three of them. The first one is the video. And for the video, we just have title and sortable string title. And then the other value will be URL. Then for the post, we will have the title again, sortable string title. And then we will need to have maybe text for the body, which we're going to call it body. Then lastly, for our comments migration, here we are going to have some little bit of modifications, but the first thing that we need to have is table, and maybe the field we can put it as text, and then inside here we can have a body, like that. So that will be the data type. And then we have other columns. So two of them. We have a column whose data type is integer, and this one we are going to call it commentable underscore ID. And then this last one will just be a string, which will be commentable type. So the reason why we are having commentable ID and type is because whatever table we are dealing with is actually comments. Now, after doing that, I would like us now to try and create some seeders. And so we are going to go to our database seeder and then create the functions that you seed for our database, sum over those things that you have created. And so the first thing that I would like us to do is get the video. So for us, we will have video factory create, and then we can create maybe 10 videos, and then we can loop through each of the videos, and then for each of those videos we can be able to pass in the video in a function, so video, and then inside here we can be able to create several comments for a video. So we will say comment factory, and we can create maybe 10 comments for each video. I think that will not be so bad. Create, but then we need to ensure that we have passed in the commentable ID and commentable type. So we have commentable underscore ID. This will be given by the video ID, and then the commentable type will be given by, probably I can just type in app models video, and then we can be able to import comment, app models comment, and we can also be able to import app models video. So that is how our function will look like. If everything is fine, this will run and you'll be able to see our database with some videos. I want to do the same with the posts, so I'll just copy and put it here. So you have post, and inside here post, and also here also we have post, and for the model it will be app model again post, like that. Then if we do not forget to import the post class, otherwise we will have errors. So I would like us to do migration and also seed the database. I believe I've been able to save everything. Maybe I can just go ahead and I believe we do not have remaining changes. So we can do php tsn migrate -seed. We have an error, so get formatter body, so we are having an error, so a non-format body. So I would like to check where it is coming from. So here we are okay. In the posts we are having it as a text, and that is the value for body, and also in this one you're having your URL. So I believe the problem might be emanating from this place. So body fake sentence, and then this one is a fake title, and fake, yes, this one is a maybe paragraph. That is a place where we had the error. So I would like us to do the migration again. This time around we are going to do php artisan migrate fresh, and then -seed. Once we do that, our migrations have run successfully. So I would like us to go inside our, maybe we can just check it inside web.php and see if we can be able to get some of the values that we have. So I want us to, inside this route function that loads this page, that is where I want to cause a disruption and be able to pass in whatever it is that I want us to check, and see if we can be able to get the values. So we can be able to get a post, and a post to be given by the post model. Do you find a post with an ID of 1? hopefully that one is there, and we can import the post model above. Once we import it, then this you find for us a post. If we want the comments, so we can say post and then comments like that. And this one I would actually like to do dd post comments like that and see if our post actually has comments. But in accordance to whatever it is we have set, it must be having some comments. So let us check if that is the case. And now you can see we have an array of 10 values. So in this case, we have 10 comments for that specific post. The same can be done for the video. So probably you can go ahead and just comment this one out and try the same for the video. So we can have that video is given by the video model, and then we can be able to find a video with an ID of 1. And after that, I want us to dd video comments, and then ensure that we have imported the video class above. So once we do that, I want us to go again and refresh and see if we are going to have an array. And now again, as you can see, we have an array whereby we're having the comments that belong to a video. That is very good. I want us to see if we can be able to find a video based on the comment. So for example, maybe if we are to comment this out, I want us to check a comment that has an ID of 15. So we can be able to say comment is given by the comment model, and then we are finding a comment with an ID of 15. I do not know to what that one belongs to, but it could be just to the first or to the second video if I'm not wrong. So we can import the comment class like that, and then after doing that, we can be able to access the video or whatever it is that this comment carries by. So let me just do dd. We can say comment and then commentable like that. I believe this you'll be able to fetch to which model this comment belongs, either a video or a post, and what are the values of this video. In this case, what is the video URL or the video title, and so on and so forth. So let me try and see if it works. So again, I will go ahead and refresh. And now you can see we are having an array of 5 values, and the title is this, and we have a URL. So this was actually a video, because for the posts we did not have a URL. We had the title and the description. So basically that is how you can be able to do the back and forth with this polymorphic one-to-many polymorphic relationship. Thank you very much for following this video up until this point. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel, ensure that you have subscribed and click the notification bell, that you will be notified when we upload another interesting video. And if you have a comment and a compliment, you can be able to shoot in the comment section below. Thank you very much. In this video, I would like us to talk about one of many polymorphic relationship. And one of many polymorphic relationship is similar to one of many relationship, the one that is not polymorphic. And the only difference is that for this one, we are having a child model being depended upon by 2 different parent models. So basically, for the example that we have here, I did use this example for one-to-many relationship. We have post model and the video model, and then we have the comment. So for the video, we had the comments, so it was one of many, and then in the post table, we also had comments, and then in the comment model, we had the commentable morph to class. So, function. So in our database, what we had was the videos table, the posts table, and lastly, the comments table. And this one looks a little bit different because it has an integer, which is the commentable ID, and the string, which is a commentable type. So for the commentable ID, you pass in the ID of the model that we are working with. Then the commentable type, you pass in a string, which is app models videos or app models posts, like that. So let us go ahead and see if we can be able to just fetch one of many relationship inside example. So I would like us to have a public function, and I'm just going to copy what we have here. And here we are going to have comment singular, and I would like to call it latest comment, for example. So we are intending to pick one comment, either the latest, maybe a comment that has been highly viewed, if there's anything of that sort, or maybe the oldest comment. So after having that, here we are going to have morph one, that, and then here it's also going to be morph one, and every other thing remains the same, only that here we will chain latest of many, like that. So once we do that, we can be able to use this class and see what happens. So I want us to just run our application on localhost 8000. So we run php artisan serve. Now that it's running, we can open our browser and see what we have. When we visit localhost 8000 on our browser, that is what we have, but it is actually not whatever it is that we require. So I want us to go to web.php and comment out whatever it is that we had in our previous video tutorial. In this case, since we have been able to create a relationship inside the video model, we can be able to fetch a video, which will be a video, and then find, we want a video with an ID of 1. After that, I want the video latest comment. So let us see if that can be fetched. If we were to refresh, now we are having that the video actually has comment. And of course, in the previous video, we had been able to seed our database with the data. So if you follow everything the way we have, then you can be able to end up with the result that we are having here. But this video is sort of related to the previous video, where you can be able to search a video where I've talked about one of many polymorphic relationship, and it will be able to give you some basis on what it is that we are doing here. So again, the same thing you can be able to do on a post model. So you copy what we have here, a similar fashion. And I think in this case, there's nothing that we are changing. We'll just paste it the way it is, like that, and then ensure that we have imported the morph one above here, such that we can be able also to check it inside our web.php. So in this case, we can say, instead of video, we have post, and here we will also have post, like that. So post latest comment. Again, we can be able to refresh and see that we will actually get a comment that belongs to that post, the post which has an ID of 1. So basically that is what you can have. You may also have maybe latest, maybe oldest comment, something of that sort. So we can say oldest comment, like that, and here it will be of 1, and we can say oldest of many, just like that. And once we have it this way, if we again to check, let me also just copy and also have it on the post model. So if you require to get the oldest, we copy it nicely. So yes, everything, including everything here. So we can paste in the post model. So once we have it like that, again, we can be able to fetch the oldest model in our web.php. So in this case, we can say oldest comment, that. And still, if we go ahead and attempt to refresh, again, it works as expected. So basically, that is how you can work with one of many relationship when you are working with polymorphic relationship. If you like this video, you can give us a thumbs up. You can also click on the subscription button if you are new to this channel. If you have a comment, you can be able to share in the comment section below. Thank you very much. In this video, I would like us to talk about many-to-many polymorphic relationship. And I would like you to picture a scenario where you have posts and you have videos, and each post and video have tags. But a post may have similar tags to a video and even more, and vice versa. So the relationship in this case that can be able to be done for this one is a many-to-many polymorphic, because we are having the tags in single tables, but then they are related to posts and they are also related to videos. Tags will be the child model, which the post model and the video model depend on. So let us go ahead and see what we can be able to do about that. So we are going to create 3 models. So the first model that we will create is a post model. So PHP artisan make model post. I would like us to create the model, and we can also create a factory. Then we will create the video model, and then we will create the tags model. The tag model with migration and factory also. And so basically that is what we have. Now inside our app models, we will go to the post model, and then we are going to have a function, create a relationship for it. So you have a public function, tags, and here we will have move to many, and then we will say return this move to many tag class, and then taggable. Okay. Then we will do exactly the same for the video model, because they're sharing the tags. And remember, it's not a must for it to be just 2 models. It can even be more models. You may find you have post, you have model, and then you have something else, maybe product sharing the same model. I would like to import the move to many class above here, such that we remove the error, and also here, so like that. After that, we will go to the tag class, and here we are going to have the reverse of that relationship. So we are going to have public function posts, and then we will have move to many, since it is a many-to-many relationship, and then we will have return this moved by many, then we will have the post class, and then the taggable. So again, we will have to import what we have here. So the class is already imported. Move to many, not move many. So let me import this one. So it will be like that. And also below here we have something similar. And what what do you have here now? This one will be videos, like that, and then this will be the video class, that way. So after that, we are done with whatever it is that we're supposed to do inside the models. So I would like us to go to the database and create the tables that we need. So you go to migration. I want to be concerned only for the 3 last tables. So the first one for the posts, I think we need table string. Maybe this will be the title of the post, and then we will have table text body, like that. And then for the videos, maybe we will have the title and URL. So table string, and we are going to have title, and then we will have the URL as a string also. That is okay. Then now we are going to have the tags. So the first thing we will have is the tag ID, and then the next thing that we are going to have is the name of the tag, just like that. And that one will also be done. But we need one more table, which is called taggable. So I will copy the schema. I'm having issues. So I will copy the schema, everything here, and just paste it below here. And then now here I'm going to have taggables, like that. So that is going to be our table, and here we are going to have the tag ID. So it will be an integer. Inside here we have tag ID underscore ID. After that we are going to have the taggable ID underscore ID, and lastly we will have the taggable type. So again, you remember when we were talking about one-to-many polymorphic, we were having something similar to this. So this here you go the ID of that model, and here we will go the type, in this case a string, maybe app models post or app models video or something of that sort. So that is the structure of our table. And also for dropping, we will have something similar. So I'm just going to paste here taggables. So that is that. I would like us now to go ahead and generate some the factories for whatever it is that we are having here. So for the post factory, I will go to database factories. For the post factory, we need the title and body. Title fake sentence. I need to change this. It's supposed to be fake sentence. That way. Need to remove this, yes, like that. And then for the body, we can have fake paragraph, like that. That will be that. And then for the tag factory, I think the only thing that we need here is the name, I believe. So we can have fake word. And then finally for the video factory, we need the title, which will be given by a fake sentence, like that. And we need the URL, which will be given by fake URL, like that. So after that, we can go ahead and see how we are going to create some dummy data for our application, such that we can be able to check and see what happens. Let us head to the database seeder. Then inside here we can be able to run our factories. So I will clear this. And what I want us to do first of all is to create the tags. So we will run tag factory create, and then we will pass the number of tags we want to create. So let me say 10 tags, then import the tag model. So after that, I want us to create the post and then assign the tags to, in other words, assign the tags to this post. In other words, create now the table which we are calling the taggable, and then we can be able to have it like that. We will generate the random posts using our post factory, but then we will pass in the tags. And after that, I want us to select some tags randomly, so they do not have to be a definite number. So whatever number you come up with, then we can be able to go ahead and pass in the values here, and then we can be able to insert them in the tagables. So that is what we are going to do for the post factory. Hopefully it works. We'll copy the same thing that we have, and then paste it below to also assist us in doing the video factory, or in other words, fake videos generation. So the only thing that I'm going to change is video there, and here we have the video ID, and then finally here we have the video class, like that. I would like to attempt and see if this can be able to generate for us the seeders, in other words, the fake data. So what I'm going to do is PHP artisan migrate, because I haven't done the migration, and then we can say seed. Let us see. And it seems everything has gone on well. So let us try and see how we can be able to get the values of the tags that we have been able to get. So if we go to our web.php, into our routes file web.php, where I am doing the checks, so we can get a post, and then so we can say post will be given by post find, post with an ID of 1. After that, we can go ahead and do the post, and then we can say tags, like that. So I would like us to check it out and see what happens. Import the post class above, and then refresh and see if we will fetch anything. Now you can see we are having 6 items in the array. So in other words, we have several tags. The first tag is that, and then the other tag is this second one. And then of course we have all those other tags. So basically you've been able to access the post tags. We can also do the same to access the video tags. So we can get a video, and we say is equals to video find video with an ID of 1. And after that, we can be able to do the video tags, like that, and ensure also that we have imported the video class above. That means importing it here. And so we can also go ahead and try and see if we are able to load the video tags. You can see one of the video has actually 10 tags. So that is something, and you can be able to just check and see that the first tag is this one here. So basically that is that. Sometimes you may want to access the reverse, and before we talk about accessing the reverse, also you can be able now to loop through these tags if you want, if there's any need of that. So let us see how you can be able to access the reverse. So I want us to find a tag So we can say tag, because there are 10 tags, we can be able to say tag find a tag with an ID of 1, and then we can be able to check the tag. So dd tag, and then we can check the posts, and this will fetch for us all the posts that have the tag that we have in question. So let us attempt and refresh and see what happens. And again, we have 19. So in other words, 19 posts have that specific tag. And so that means we can be able to list them by their tags. So basically, that is what we have when we talk about these polymorphic relationships. If you like this video, you can give us a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe and click on the notification bell. If you have a comment and a compliment or a question, you can shoot in the comment section below. Thank you.